Hello, Accelerated Math 6-7 students working on Module 4, Lesson 13, and it is called Substituting to Evaluate Addition and Subtraction Expressions. And here we go on our iPad to take a look at our notes for this time. Substituting and evaluating addition and subtraction expressions. Our goal for today. Today we will practice substituting given values to solve expressions. A question that I want you to be thinking about in today's lesson is, what must tables have in order to make them usable? So the thing that I want you to think about in this lesson is we are going to be told what the variable stands for, and then you're going to take that information that you know about the variable and you're going to replace the variable with that value so that you actually can figure out what the given value would be. That's why it's called Today We Will Practice Substituting Given Values to Solve Expressions. So we're going to try it with this problem right here. Give it a try. Jenna and Allie worked together at a piano factory. They both were hired on January 3rd, but Jenna was hired in 2005 and Allie was hired in 2009. Use the table to write expressions for each girl. And so I've created a table for you. The table shows the year, it shows Allie's years, and it shows Jenna's years. Okay? And you'll notice that our table does not start when either girl actually was hired, but it starts at the time where they're both working together. Okay? So in the year 2010, Allie has been working how many years? Okay, well it says right here, if we go back into our story, that Allie was hired in 2009. So in 2010, how many years has Allie actually been working? So if you're working on filling in the table, you want the table to make sense when we're looking at it. And so we might say that in 2010, Allie's years, because we don't know exactly how much she makes, right? We just know that they were working together at the piano shop and that they were hired on January 3rd, but we don't know how much it makes. So we might want to use a variable. And so if we're working in 2010, we could say that Allie's years of service would be 1, right? And then Jenna's years of service, if she was hired in 2005, then we would want hers to be whatever Allie's is plus the extra. So after Allie has worked 1 year, how many years has Jenna worked? And so we would say that for every 1 year that Allie has worked, Jenna has worked 5. Okay, so it's kind of a 1-to-5 ratio is what I want you to think about. And so when Allie works 1 year, Jenna has worked 5. So maybe in the table you would write Allie has worked 1 year, and Allie plus 5 is what would represent Jenna. Okay, remember this is Allie's, and this is Jenna's right here. Okay, and so that's what we have to remember is that Jenna has worked 5 years longer than Allie has. Okay, all right, so in 2011, what would you see? It would be Allie plus 2 and Jenna's would be Allie plus what? 6. Yeah? Does that make sense? Does everybody understand? Okay, so then what would 2012 look like? You would have Allie, instead of saying let's do Allie plus 2, let's just leave it at Allie, okay, because I don't want to get confusing with that. Let's just do Allie, and then it would be Allie plus 7, right, in 2012, okay, and then in 2013, you would still have Allie, and then what would Jenna represent? Allie plus 8, right? and then 2014 would be Allie, and then Allie plus 9. Okay, and then how are we going to show any number of years? Any years. Any number of years for Allie. Well, we would know that it would still be Allie, and then it would be Allie, right, plus X, because it's any. So it could be 1, it could be 3, it could be 7, okay? And then the last one that we have would be how old would they be if it was 20 years later, okay? So we had Allie, and then we would know that you take Allie's and you add what? If you're putting 20 above here, then what you do to one person, you have to do to the other, so it would be Allie plus 20. Okay? Does that make sense how we're building that table with a ratio of 1 to 5? Okay? So these are the kinds of things you're going to have to work with when you're doing your practice problems in class, and we'll work some more on it to help us make sure that we understand, what the expressions are asking us to do. Okay, so let's go back to our goal. Today we will practice substituting given values to solve some expressions, and then sometimes using a table can help you. All right, like I said, we'll work some more with it in class, and hopefully it will be something that it is super easy for you. All right, my darlings, that's it. Talk to you soon. Bye.